Hey guys, it's Cindy. Today I'm going to be sharing all the books that I picked up in the month of January. It is kind of a long haul, not the longest I've ever done. And so before I get started, I always say this at the end, but grab a snack, grab something to drink, some wine, something, and stay tuned. I hope you guys like this video. So before I start, I hope you guys can't see, my sweater has like fuzzies on it, so there's like fuzzies everywhere. But before I start, I wanted to make just like a little quick announcement because I haven't necessarily said this on my channel yet. But I am selling book sleeves. I opened up a shop on Etsy. So these are just like a couple of the ones that I have up right now. I am going to make more soon, so I will have that down below. And yeah, I think I said it on my Instagram, but I haven't said it on my YouTube yet. But I just do these on my spare time. They're super fun to make, so I started selling them online, and that's pretty much it. So if you're looking for an affordable book sleeve, because I know they can get kind of expensive, I'll leave that link down below. But let's go ahead and jump in because, like I said, I don't want this to be too long. I have like no floor space. I am going to set up new bookshelves, like I said, but not yet. I have to make space in my room for them because I'm going to move them to a completely different part of my room. So jumping right into this, I got 3 book of the month picks last month. So the first one that I picked up is An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. I wasn't gonna grab this. I do love Hank Green. Like, I've watched his videos before for like studying for like biology tests and stuff. But this book was actually on a lot of people's like favorite books of 2018. So I decided to go ahead and pick it up so I can give it a shot. The next 2 books that I picked up are thrillers. I am trying to get more into thrillers. I actually read one in January, but I did not like it that much. I think I have my wrap up. I'll post my wrap up before this video, so you guys would have already seen that. But I picked up one that was called No Exit, and I've heard really good things about this one. And then I picked up one that's kind of psychology based, which I love, like psychological thrillers. And this is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides, I think. So yeah, I grabbed these 2. If you guys aren't subscribed to Book of the Month, you totally should be. I have been subscribed to them for quite a while because I save a lot of money on my adult hardbacks that way. If you guys shop adult hardbacks, like actual price, they can go up to like $30, and Book of the Month is very affordable. The first book is $14.99 and the add-ons are $9.99. You can get up to 3 books a month. I think it's a great price, especially for adult books because they're just so expensive. So I'm going to go into books that I bought. Well, I bought all of these, but just regular books, graphic novels, and then new releases. So the first book I picked up from Half Price Books. It is Hide With Me by Sarboni Banerjee. I think I said that right, maybe. But the reason I picked this one up is because it was blurbed by Jeff Setner, and he said that it was outstanding on every level. This sounds really good. It is about runaway teens, and I've actually heard nobody talk about this, so I went ahead and picked it up to see if it was going to be a good, like, underrated contemporary. Next 2 books that I picked up are actually a part of the same series. I don't know if it's like a trilogy or if they're making more books. But it is Sleeping Giants and Waking Gods. These go together. I went ahead and picked these up off of Amazon because I've heard really good things from Chelsea at Chelsea Darling Reads, and this is like a sci-fi series, and she actually doesn't really like sci-fi, so I know it has to be like really good for her to like it. But what mainly made me pick it up is because I heard the audiobook is really good, and it has like a lot of mixed media and like conversations and recordings and stuff. And I really liked when or I really like when books have that kind of aspect thrown into them, and I feel like in a sci-fi book they really go well. So I cannot wait to pick these up. If you guys have read these, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Then I picked up a book that I already own and haven't read. But the reason I picked this one up is because it came out in a beautiful edition, and it is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I picked this one up because I had picked it up in the UK paperback, but sometimes when you pick up books from book depositories, Book Depository. They are very like stiff and hard to read without breaking the spine, but I saw that they were coming out in these beautiful editions with like the floppy paperback, and I just had to pick it up. Like, I haven't read it yet, but I do love Victoria Schwab's writing, so I picked this one up, and I plan on picking up Vengeful after I read this one. So next I picked up How to Make a Wish by Ashley Herring Blake. This sounds like it's going to be a very hard-hitting contemporary. I have heard really good things about Ashley Herring Blake. I think I own all of her books at this point. I've started to read her most recent book, which I can't remember what it is, and I was really enjoying that one. So I went ahead and picked this one up because I've heard really good things about it. I know like absolutely nothing about any of these books, but it's okay. That's why I'm going to read them. And the next one I have is It's Not a Secret by Misa Sugiura. And this is a female-female romance. I don't have many books that center around a female-female romance. Well, not enough at least. So I really wanted to get one that is kind of underhyped. I haven't heard anything about this one, so I hope it's good. So the next book I picked up is actually a second book in the series. I know, I have a problem. And I picked it up because it was such a good price on Amazon, and I'm going to pick up the first book eventually. It is Us Against You by Fredrik Backman. I've heard great things about this one. This is the second one to Beartown, which obviously I don't own, but I've heard that they're really good, and this was only like $6, which is an amazing deal for a, you know, adult hardback. So I know that Beartown is really good and that it's really sad, and it has a lot of like darker tones in it, and I just decided to pick this one up. I will pick up Beartown eventually. I've heard great things about Fredrik Backman. I really don't know where to start with his books. If you guys have a recommendation, I guess I could start off with like the first book he ever published and kind of go through his books and see which one I like. So the next book that I picked up was recommended by Emma at Emma Books, and it was because she was talking about good, I believe, like eating disorder representation, and it is Paperweight by Meg Haston. So I went ahead and picked this one up because I do want to read more about that subject, and since it is something that she personally has went through and can like talk about the representation in a book, I felt like she would know a good recommendation of something that has like a good depiction of what it actually is like. Next I picked up a fluffy contemporary, I feel like I said that weird, and this is going to be a really good one. Maybe I'll pick it up in February. It is The Art of French Kissing by Brianna Schrum. This is similar to another book that I picked up last month, and it is about like a Chopped style cooking competition where teenagers are getting like not shipped off, but they're getting these opportunities to be in cooking competitions that take place in different parts of the world, and I absolutely love like cooking shows, so that's why I went ahead and picked this one up. I think I'm going to read this one and then give it some time and read the other one and see kind of how they compare, because they are very similar in the story as forth as like the cooking competition thing. So the next book I picked up is a middle grade novel. It is Lily and Duncan by Donna Gephardt. The reason I picked this one up is because I heard it has really good representation for different things like bipolar disorder, and I think it has also like a transgender main character, and I think, why am I saying so many times? But I think that's really amazing to be represented like that in a middle grade novel. Like, that's insane to me. So I really, there we go again. So I really want to pick this one up and see how that is portrayed in a book that is dealt for like a very younger audience. So I think this is a book outlet book that accidentally got put in with like my regular books, because I do have quite a few book outlet boxes, and I'm not going to be showing that in this haul because I want to do like a separate video, and I don't want this one to be like a million years long. But I'm going to go ahead and show it. It is Once and For All by Sarah Dessen. I don't believe I've shown this before. Sarah Dessen is a very like well-known YA contemporary writer. I haven't read anything from her, but my sister's actually recommended to read this book by one of her friends, so I went ahead and picked it up so that we both could read it. So if you would have seen my haul from December, you would have seen that I picked up Muse of Nightmares, and I said that I didn't have Strange the Dreamer yet. So I got Strange the Dreamer, and hopefully I like this series. I've heard really great things about it, and it was on a lot of people's favorite books for the year as well. So I'm really hoping that I will love this one. So the next book that I picked up because I can't remember who I was watching, but they spoke about the female romance in this book and how well it was done. So it is Ink Mistress by Audrey Coulthurst. I also have her other book of Fire and Stars. It's like right here on my bookshelf. So I haven't read this one yet, but I believe this one also features a female romance, and they're both like fantasy novels, so they're YA fantasy with female romance, and I believe they're both standalones, or either that or they're companion novels. I'm not sure. But I really need to pick up some of her books because I've heard really great things about them. Okay, I picked up another middle grade novel, which is the second in a series. It is Wondersmith, The Calling of Morrigan Crow. I picked up Nevermore, I believe it's called, last month. This one was a great deal. Like these great deals on Amazon are killing me, and I have Prime now, so like they get to me in 2 days. So I haven't really been going to like a physical bookstore in a while, as I haul books that are from a physical bookstore. So these 3 I did pick up at a physical bookstore. But I got Ink, and this is by Alice Broadway. This is about a girl that has like a lot of, I believe, tattoos all over her body, and it is such a beautiful book. Like, look at this artwork, and then like the cover as well has it on there. Like, this book is absolutely gorgeous, and I can't believe I found it there because I was going to order this online for like a lot more. So I picked up some adult romances. I picked up Life on a Leash by Victoria Shade, and I picked up Without Merit by Colleen Hoover. I am trying to get more into Colleen Hoover books. I read one from her so far, and I've really liked it. I've heard really good things and really bad things about her writing, but I went ahead and picked this one up because it was super cheap at my local bookstore. Next, I picked up a contemporary romance, which is Always Never Yours by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broca. And this was actually written by a couple, which I think is really cute. And this is about a girl who dates people, and after they break up with her, they find the love of their lives. And I think that's like such an interesting premise for a book, and they are partaking in a Shakespeare play in this book, so I think this is going to be really cute. They are coming out with a second book later on this year, which I also want to pick up, so I went ahead and picked up their first novel together. How cute is that? Like writing romance with like your love. That's just so cute. Okay, so the last... No, it's not the last. The next book I picked up is That Night by Amy Giles. This is about tragic events that take place in 2 teenagers' lives and how their lives cross over. It looks like it's going to be a thriller, but I don't think it is. I think it's just like a very hard-hitting contemporary. I can't remember who I heard talking about how this is so good and why I was getting no hype on BookTube, so I went ahead and picked it up to see if it was something that I would like. Alright guys, we're next. Alright guys, next we're off to graphic novels. I picked up 4 graphic novels in January. I can't remember if I picked up Snot Girl Volume 2 in January, but I hauled this as well. I don't know if it was in December or January. But I picked up Volume 1 and Volume 2 of I Hate Fairyland, and this artwork is just absolutely amazing. I think this is like a retelling of Alice in Wonderland. Honestly, I've heard like such amazing things about this, so I had to see what the hype was about. I love graphic novels, but they can get a little expensive. These weren't that bad though. Then I picked up 2 more graphic novels off of the recommendation of Chelsea. Like literally half of this book haul was like brought to you by recommendations from her. But it is Space Boy Volume 1 and Volume 2, and this is by Stephen McCranes. Like, look how beautiful this artwork is, you guys. And then like if you put up, I can't do this because you know I can't function, but like if you put up their spines, it like makes a picture. If that would focus, there we go. So like as the volumes go on, you'll have like a whole picture of like different people in the book series or graphic novel series, which I think is super cool. I had to wait for it to focus on my face. But I really hope that these are good. And these are like denser graphic novels. Like they're actually really heavy, which is really good. And so I picked these up. So next we have no, just kidding. Alright, so next we have new releases. I do have quite a few to show you. Oops, I forgot one. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into these. I have been pre-ordering way too much this month. So the first is The Me I Meant to Be by just Sophie Jordan. Don't believe I've shown this other than in my wrap-up. This book, this is not a wrap-up video, but this book is about two best friends that basically have feelings for the same guy and kind of like their backstories. And yeah, go watch my wrap up to see how I felt about that one. But we're gonna jump into some others. I picked up Emma Mills' newest release. This is Famous in a Small Town. I have read This Adventure Ends by Emma Mills and I really enjoyed that one. I have to say her covers are some of the prettiest, but I was a little let down because like normally her books have like really beautiful like designs on the hardcover, and this one was just like plain Jane, and I really was sad when I opened that up and didn't have anything beautiful to look at. Next I picked up one that everybody has been talking about, and it is The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. And I had the chance to go to an event this month, but I always see Roshni every single September for a book festival because she's like from Atlanta, so she's always here. So I always see her then, so I just figured I would just see her then. But this, from what I've been told, is a very beautiful fantasy novel. I haven't really read that much from her. I don't even think I've read anything from her yet, but I really love her, so I really love supporting her because I think she's absolutely amazing, and she's from here, which I love supporting like local people. So I went ahead and picked this one up. I think this is going to be the first book of hers that I read. Girl. Alright, we're almost done and we're almost out of battery. So next I picked up a sequel, which is The Wicked King by Holly Black. Haven't read The Cruel Prince yet, but I do want to go ahead and read them together since I have them now. I have heard several people like love this series even if they don't love fantasy, which I think is really interesting. I guess it has like a really good romance in it as well. So yeah, I picked this one up. I did pick up like two other fantasy books, which is like a lot because I don't really read that much fantasy. I think everything else, well no, I have a little bit of fantasy thrown in there, but I have The Girl King by Mimi Yu. This book is enormous. Like this is a really thick book. But I absolutely love this cover and love that it has a person of color on the cover. So I went ahead and picked this one up. I haven't heard anyone talk about this, so I'm not sure how the story is. I hope it's a good one. Next is a very hyped fantasy book as well. I want to start doing like reading very hyped fantasy books and like kind of giving you guys how I feel as I'm reading the book. I think that's a lot of fun. But it is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Brigid Kemmerer. Brigid Kemmerer writes like YA contemporaries, and this is her first YA fantasy, which I think is really interesting when like authors kind of cross over to different genres. But everyone is absolutely raving about this one, so I hope it's really good. Next I have oh no, this is adult. I think this is adult contemporary. It is In Paris with You by Clementine Beauveau. This obviously takes place in Paris, and Nicola Yoon actually blurbed this one, and I am really excited to read this one. It is told kind of like in prose, which I think is really interesting because like this is going to be like such a fast book to get through. Like those kind of books just fly for me. That was a snap, but it wasn't. The rest are YA contemporaries, of course. I have Match Me If You Can by Tiana Smith. I love this cover, and this is about a girl that gets like hooked up with a matchmaker, and I think that's such a cute premise. Like I love like matchmaker books. I think that's like, I don't know, it can be done very well if it's done right. I got The Love and Lies of Roxana Ali, and this is such a beautiful cover as well. Like, I love the back of this. This is amazing. So this is about a main character named Roxana Ali, and she is, I'm not sure if she's bisexual, but her parents, who are very, very strict Muslim parents, end up finding out that she kissed a girl, so they end up sending her back to Bangladesh. And this is really interesting, and I've heard mixed things so far from people that did receive ARCs, but I really hope that there was some corrections made between the ARCs and the final copy. Next, I have Only a Breath Apart, and this is a kind of like hate to love romance, which I absolutely love. I went ahead and picked this one up. I've heard really good things by Katie McGarry, so we're gonna start off with that one. So next I have 96 Words for Love. I haven't heard that many people talk about this. It is one of James Patterson Presents novels. What I thought was really, really interesting about this one was that Kim Kardashian blurbed it. Like, when did that start happening? But apparently, like, the author is a very, like, renowned fashion designer, which makes a lot more sense as to why Kim would blurb that. But I don't know. I've had, like, not that great of experience with the James Patterson Presents novels so far. Like the Stalking Jack the Ripper series, I've had kind of like a hopefully hate to love relationship. I've tried reading it several times but haven't been able to finish it so far. But I hope the contemporary line is better. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. It did end up being a long one, but not that long. I think my last one was like 30 minutes. This one's probably going to be like 20, so we're improving. I hope you guys had a great, what day is it? A great Super Bowl weekend. I hope you guys were safe. I'm in Atlanta. It is a madhouse. I literally am not leaving today for nothing. Like, I am at home all day because I really refuse to deal with that kind of traffic. I dealt with it Friday night coming home from work, and I can't deal with it anymore. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I don't know if I said that, and for subscribing, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.